Australia lead by 178 runs as we head into the third day's play here at Old Trafford in the fourth test match of the series. Jofra Archer opening the bowling today. To Travis Head, we started in almost an identical fashion to how we started this Australian innings once again, with England bowling a little too straight to the left-handers and allowing them to hit the ball to the boundary. So today shapes as arguably the penultimate setup day, you would think, for how this rest of the test is going to play out. If Australia bat out, majority of the day, you feel like they're probably going to have a big enough score on the board to see them, bat England out of the game. It would mean England would have to either survive 2 days or find some way to, chase down that total, whatever it may be. And if England can get some wickets like they just have there, that's an outside edge of Travis Head. He will have to go. Jofra Archer getting an early one on day 3. Then if England can keep Australia below maybe a 280 run lead, a 300 run lead, anything below that, they would feel like they're probably on top of the game with a lot of time left in the match and still some pretty good batting conditions out there. If you're willing to put in the time, then you'll see, I guess, England feel confident. But they are going to need to take some more wickets. Travis Head, a big one there. He was Australia's leading run scorer for the series so far. Of course, Steve Smith at the highest, really, but didn't play in that third test. So there's another wicket. Stuart Broad gets it this time. Mitchell Marsh playing a little too defensively, and he will have to go. So maybe a failed experiment from an Australian point of view of Mitchell Marsh coming into the side. Didn't take a wicket in the first innings while bowling. Made a 40-odd in the first innings with the bat. Just the 4 in the second innings. Stuart Broad gets a wicket, and England put Australia really on the back foot. They're 5 for 140. Their lead just underneath 200 at the moment. Jack Leach, we know he was dangerous in that first innings. Took 5 wickets, but he hasn't taken any wickets, but he's held up an end. He's bowled almost 16 overs without going for much more than 20 runs. Tim Paine at the crease. He's hit that one to the boundary. Puts the lead over 200. Just about now. And now he's out. So 3 wickets falling in the opening session already for Australia. Tim Paine, the latest one to go. All to 3 different bowlers too. Wokes getting this one. But they've all been outside edges caught behind. So maybe the pace starting to quicken up on this wicket. All 6 wickets in this particular innings coming from the seamers. So there might be something in it for the pace bowlers as well. We only saw 3 wickets taken from the Australian seamers in the first innings for England. So it is going to be... This could be a run out, but throw's actually gone to the keeper's end. Should have gone to the bowler's end. Yep. And Pat Cummins gets himself off the mark. It's taken him 10 balls to do so. Driving that one through the covers. So Australia, they're just going to need someone to stick around with David Warner at the moment. He's on 79 at the other end. That is an outside edge that doesn't quite carry to the gully. But Warner going to be the key for Australia. If Cummins can hang around with him, you can see Cummins already batted out 30 deliveries so far. That's racing to the boundary from Warner. Before, we just wonder if he'll improve his tempo at any stage here. If he'll try and increase his scoring ability. There's another boundary. Puts him to 90 runs now. Australia getting this lead to 225. So England, they just need to steady for a moment. They just don't want to allow Australia too many easy runs quickly. Warner's tucked this one away, and it's fine enough. It's going to be another boundary. So he's on 95 now, and as we're saying this, the lead pushing up around that 250 mark. Pat Cummins is gone. Another caught behind off a seamer. Ben Stokes getting it, and I think that's the 4th bowler to take a wicket today. Pat Cummins just not getting the full face of the bat there. Maybe a little bit of a hole inside of his bat there as well. But he will have to go. Australia 7 down for 176. And England have had a really good session to start this day off. Mitchell Starc to the crease. We are after lunch now on day 3. I was going to say day 2. Almost said day 1 at one point as well. So Mitchell Starc now going to have to stick with David Warner, who is on 95. Mitchell Starc, we know he's a pretty handy player. Does have a test match high score of 99. Gets this one away for 3. And gives Warner. Starc retains strike. And then he drives that one through the offside for 4. So we know Starc obviously is a handy player. If he can stick around with Warner, Australia would love this lead to be up above 300. It's now 249, and Mitchell Starc has come in and he's looked quite good with the bat. That one in the gap again. Leach is just a little bit exhausted there, and he's not able to get to it, and neither is Archer on the boundary. So Starc picking up more runs. As Warner tucks his way to the onside to put him on 99. And he'll be on strike to Stuart Broad. A little bit of an inside edge onto the pad. They're running. They'll get the single. Warner will get his 100. Australia will bring up 200. But more importantly, David Warner, he's got the 100 he was after. Yet to get one in this series prior to that. And Mitchell Starc continuing a bit of class, just getting the full face of the bat on that one, just letting it roll off the bat, really. There's a top edge that doesn't really go anywhere, but it's gone far enough over Bairstow's head to come back for 2, so a bit of luck falling Mitchell Starc's way. And here's just going to be some buys, I think. I don't think anyone got anything on that. So England just leaking a few runs down. This lead pushed out very quickly from Starc and Warner. It's now up at 276. And these two batting really well. Starc batting at quite a good run rate, and I think they've improved that run rate for the Australians in the last few overs after they started the day pretty slow. Reverse sweep from Warner. That's not going to be run down by anyone. That's 4 more. Australia pushing this lead up toward 300. Warner and Starc having a key partnership here. Mitchell Starc's 27 runs has been massive. Couple of overs. Oh, there's 7 overs until the new ball. So England would obviously be hoping to get David Warner out before that point. So they have a fresh new ball to get out. Remaining tail of Australia. That's 4 from Mitchell Starc. So his aggressive tactics have worked. And it's even rubbing off on David Warner, who's now pushed to 120. He's batted quite slow, Warner. Strike rate of under 60. But he's batted very, very well. As Australia have pushed this lead over 300 now. And their innings score is getting close to 250. And that's in the gap again. Will be just a couple more, but that'll bring Australia's 250 up. Starc and Warner done a very, very good job here. And David Warner again dispatching that through mid-wicket. So England need to find an answer. Archer's got 3 wickets. Leach hasn't taken one. Stokes, Broad, Wokes all with a wicket each. Oh, and even that from Mitchell Starc straight down the ground. Timed beautifully for 4 more. This Australian lead really pushing into some good territory. That's a big outside edge. And the wicket taken. So the new ball does provide a breakthrough for England. It's Ben Stokes who gets it. I think he hit an outside edge earlier on in the innings. Like that David Warner, but it didn't quite carry. This one rockets through and carries, and a good catch taken by Chris Wokes there. Warner 137 on his way back to the pavilion, but it's a very good knock and a very handy sort of amount of runs for Australia. Josh Hazlewood to the crease. Australia lost their last 3 wickets for just 4 runs. In the opening innings, they want to rectify that here. Josh Hazlewood will look to get some runs for himself, and he'll also want to stick around because Mitchell Starc at the other end is on 47 runs. So he certainly has done a very handy job with the bat in this innings, and Josh Hazlewood getting in on the action as well. He's hit another boundary. Oh, and Mitchell Starc reverse sweeping. That'll be 4. That'll be a half century for Mitchell Starc. Look at him. He's celebrating like he's just hit 100. Pointing to the dressing room. 52 for Mitchell Starc. Very pleased with his performance with the bat today. And it's been quite an aggressive nature that he's been allowed to get there. Josh Hazlewood hitting this one towards the boundary. You can see Jack Leach exhausted. Can't run this down. Australia's lead now 350 runs as we go to tea prior to the last session of the day's play. Australia 8 for 292. Warner's 137. Huge. Travis Head made some good runs there as well. But Mitchell Starc's 52 runs so far and counting have been big for Australia. So after tea, started in the way. He just finished off the last session. They've ended up running 4 here. Thick edge from Hazlewood and 4 again. So the Australian tail continue to wag in a way that will frustrate the England bowlers and could give Australia a big enough score to bat England out of the game. We thought at one point they were going to struggle to get a lead of about 300 Australia. It's now a lead of 367. And even Josh Hazlewood's in some fine form. He's hit 24 runs so far from his 26 balls. And that one goes to the rope as well. So he gets to 28. Australia's lead about 380 now. It should really be enough runs on the board, you'd think. Starc 63, very good as well. And that one, he's chipped it straight back to Archer. So Starc dismissed. Archer gets his 4th wicket of the innings. He's been quite good with the ball. But also a little bit expensive. This time Mitchell Starc just driving on the up, and it's ended up going straight back to the bowler. I think he was trying to hit that through mid-wicket. So Starc goes. Australia 9 down, not 3 down, for 318. Their lead pushing ever so closer towards 400. It's 377 at the moment. Long day in the field for England as well. They'll want to be batting at some point tonight. If Australia are still there at stumps, they will be very frustrated. Hazlewood chips it to mid-wicket. Wicket falls. Australia all out for 323. Jofra Archer gets 5. And the lead is 382. So it is a big lead for Australia. There's their batting card. Mitchell Starc, 63. Very handy. David Warner, the standout innings there. 137 runs. 6 single-figure scores for Australia. But those 2 big ones in Warner and Starc, massive for them. Australia have a lead of 282. England chasing, obviously, 283 in order to win this test match. There's still pretty good conditions for batting. Australia will be looking for an early wicket as we will head sort of towards the 4th day's play. So we've got one more session here on day 3 to get through. Burns and Roy will be looking to get through it unscathed. They had a 50-run partnership plus in that first innings. If they can do that again, it'll be massive for them. That's just a dot ball to start things off. So Mitchell Starc leading edge. Doesn't quite carry to cover. Mitchell Starc given the new ball today. Wasn't given the new ball in the opening innings. It was given to Cummins and Hazlewood. Pat Cummins probably the best of the Australian seamers in the opening innings. Starc getting the final wicket. Roy and Burns here getting themselves off the mark with a couple of runs each to start, but no boundaries yet. And Josh Hazlewood also given the new ball. Finds the outside edge of Roy. He did look dangerous in the first innings, Josh Hazlewood, without reward. I thought he bowled quite well. You can see here, there's an outside edge. Of course, no reward as it goes in between the gap. Off the fielders. Mitchell Starc tossing it up there, getting the wicket. Rory Burns, the first to go. So a big early breakthrough for Australia. He just tossed it up there, very similar to the Khawaja dismissal. And he's just thrown some bat at that, getting sort of the toe end and edge of the bat. Rory Burns will have to go for 6. Australia get the first wicket. England 1 for 18. So not the ideal start for them. Joe Root coming to the crease. Can he give them a captain's performance in this match? that they desperately need to save this series. And outside edge from Roy again. So Hazelwood providing some options. Now Cummins coming into the attack, but Roy got a couple of lives early. A few edges that have just gone into the gap. Could be the bit of luck England need. They probably need it going to the end of the day's play. Just this amount of wickets down, just the one down. If there any sort of chance of winning this match, there's a good shot from Jason Roy for 4. But it does shape as a really intriguing day 4 here. We don't have too much longer left in this evening session. There's probably only another, I don't know, 10 overs to come. Might see Nathan Lyon into the attack before the night is done as well. England 1 for 39 at the moment. Just recovering since that opening partnership, Roy playing and missing. And now we do see Nathan Lyon into the attack. Jason Roy just feeding that away towards third man. We'll pick up 3, I think, here. So turn and come back. And just chopping it down there. So Roy getting away with a few things today. And there's some quality. That's 4 again. He's played quite aggressive. He did so in the first innings as well. And it almost gave him sort of the best look hit, or the best looking cricket he's had so far in this series. Gets a couple more. And again, some power through the covers. Gets 4 more runs. It's a different looking Jason Roy we've seen today. And even Joe Root's been able to just stick with him at the other end. So a couple balls left in the day's play. One more over after this. And Roy again going over the top of cover for 4. So it's been big. England doing a very nice job. Stark bowling the last over of the day. He's coming around the wicket to Root and Roy just to try and create some doubt. Now going back over the wicket. Trying to get that outside edge. Stop ball. 1 ball to come in day 3. And it's a swing and a miss. So Jason Roy ends the day on 47 runs. England end the day 3-13 behind, 1 for 67. As we take a look at some of the highlights of Jason Roy's batting this afternoon. It has been a very big day in cricket. It's been a massive day in the context of this test match of this series. The series is going to be decided one way or the other, you think, tomorrow. Australia needs some early wickets, get into that England middle order, put themselves in a prime position to win this test match and win this series. And if England can, I guess, hold the fort for the rest of the day's play, and you know, they could easily chase down 300 runs tomorrow. They only batted for about 20 odd overs today, and they got about 80 runs or so. So a lot more aggressive cricket we've seen from England. Will this wicket flatten out? Further 313 runs required for an England victory, or 314 really. Australia need 9 more wickets. It's massive on day 4. I hope it's going to be big, and I hope you all enjoy what is to come. Thank you for watching our coverage today. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about everything, how you think it's all going to play out. And subscribe if you want to see more series like this, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the real cricket. I'll be back for day 4